I want to thank everyone for joining us today for our pregame press conference with the East Division champions, Akron Zips, with head coach Terry Bowden, linebacker Ulysses Gilbert, and also wide receiver A.J. Coney. Again, we're going to go ahead and let them open with a statement, and at the end, we'll take questions, so please make sure you raise your hand. We'll get the microphone around to everyone. Coach Bowden?
I just want to say how much how thankful I am to be here to represent the University of Akron, City of Akron, and our players and all those fans in Zip Nation. I'm proud of these seniors getting us to this game, which we have set as our goal for so long and wanted to get here. I'm appreciative of that. Love Detroit. We've come here for our MAC meetings so many years, and they're so hospitable to us here. And then we're looking forward to playing here at the stadium. I appreciate the MAC conference to be able to represent Akron in our conference championship game. We're so proud to be a part of the MAC and part of all they do in this, which I consider a great conference that we're in. And we look forward to it, and our players look forward to it against a great Toledo team that we look forward to playing tomorrow. And I'll let these guys.
Ulysses?
It's just a blessing to be here. Just a great opportunity in front of us, and I'm just here. I'm just glad to be here to represent the University of Akron and the city of Akron, and just come out here and just play with my brothers and just enjoy the opportunity and just enjoy the events.
AJ?
Like you said, it's really a blessing to be here. We have so many great players on our team. Any one of us could have been selected to come up here. So it's an honor to be here before you guys today.
All right. Questions?
Coach Bowden, you guys have given up 600 yards of offense to these guys the last two times you faced them. How do you flip that, and how do you somehow figure out how to stop these guys?
There's none. They don't have any left. They've used them all. They've used up all their yardage, and we weren't the only team that gave up 600 yards to Toledo. They're an outstanding football team. You can't take their offense away. You've got to somehow find a way to play your best football and to lower that amount. And we know that Ohio lowered that amount. We know that Eastern Michigan lowered that amount. And one or two other teams might have lowered it some. We have to come out there. I've said it all week that we got behind 21 points in the first 12 minutes. And after that, we're trying to play catch-up with the most prolific team in the conference. That's not the game that we probably have a chance to win. So we've got to come out fast and play our best football in the first quarter. I know how these guys are going to play in the third and fourth quarter. We know how we're going to play in the end. We've got to come out fast and make sure we play our best football at the beginning, and then don't slow down. And then with this team, they don't turn the ball over very much, and neither do we. We're very good in turnover. We've got to win the turnover margin, and maybe as important as that is don't give up the big play. You know, explosive plays, turnovers usually determine close games. If we can start out, play fast and hard early, and keep this game going, that's the way we'd have to do it. But our players, they know what's out there, and they know what they've got to do, and they're excited, and we expect to play very, very well and follow our game plan.
Coach, just to piggyback on that a little bit and get a little more specific, Logan Woodside in particular, what makes it such a tough challenge?
You know, he's and I don't want to put his name next to the fellow at Western Michigan last year. He's just the best quarterback in the league right now as far as his experience, his ability to run their offense, his ability to make plays, just a fine quarterback. And if it wasn't us, I'd enjoy watching him play. I do watch him play. All you can do is, like I say, try not to give up to him explosive plays. He's going to get his plays. He's not going to turn the ball over often very much. He's going to get his plays. We've got to make sure we get one more play after that play. You know, there's a saying, give up an explosive play, but make sure you got another play after one, because if you don't, that means it's scored. And it's not rocket science. We have to line up and do it. Like I say, we came into Toledo game. They were the most prolific team in this conference. We played them, and they beat the stew out of us. Then they became the most prolific team. And then Ohio beat them 38-10, and they became the most prolific team. They're the unstoppable team in this conference. And the next week we stopped them. So you just have to draw parallels the best you can and say, you know what, let's go out and play our best football. All we can do is play our best football. We were picked 4th in this division at the beginning of the season. Toledo was picked 1st in their division and 1st in the league, and the team to win the conference. And they're right where they're supposed to be. We're just I guess we just weren't supposed to be. And but we feel like we've earned it, and we're looking forward to it.
Coach in the back.
Yeah.
To piggyback off that last bit that you just said right there, do you have the message to your team, hey guys, we got nothing to lose, and if so, how do you think that could be an advantage tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we have no. We're going to play our football game again. When we played to Ohio University 2 or 3 weeks ago, they had just beaten Toledo 38-10, and nobody thought we had a chance to win. And I hope we take the exact same approach we did against Ohio after they lost badly to Toledo, after they beat Toledo, as we're going to take this game. So it's not. I mean, that's the players understand that. We're going to play our best football. Don't turn the ball over. Don't give up too many big plays. We'll be in this ball game. We'll have a chance to win this ball game.
Coach over here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking to these guys.
Could you talk about just the progression of the Akron program? You took over, I believe, in 2012. To be where you are now, and I think they might have had one win the year before you took over, if I'm correct. Just talk about the progression of this program and where you are now. It's just been a struggle? Has it been fun? All the above?
Yeah, the longer you're in this business, the more fun it becomes. And this program has been probably more special than a lot that I've been at. This is the 5th head coaching job I've taken over, and we've been able to get these things turned around everywhere. This one was we had a culture of losing. We had 2 1-11 seasons and been through 2 coaches in the 2 years prior to me arriving, and we lost a lot of pairs left. Usually your bad ones leave, our good ones left, and we had to start from scratch. And so we were able to put a pretty good offense together the first year. I think we were ranked 127th out of 127 statistically in the country when we started. But we just try to do fundamental things of building a football program with character young men and studying the fundamentals and creating a positive atmosphere that we're going to do the right things, we're going to win. I'm most proud of these seniors. Now, neither of these guys are 5th-year seniors that started 5 years, but our 5th-year seniors, that we have quite a few of them playing tomorrow. They came to Akron to a program that was 1-11, 1-11, 1-11, and they chose to build that program. And so we're here because of what they've done. We're here because of the commitment they made. They didn't falter. They didn't waffle. Didn't lose confidence in themselves. And football's not rocket science. It's not magic. You build it on fundamentals. You build it on good football players and people that are willing to do what you say and fight hard. And these young men have done that. I've been very, very proud of them. They've overcome a lot of obstacles, and this was our goal. We didn't set a goal anything less than playing for the conference championship, and that's where we are right now. And so that's where we're going tomorrow to take the next step as to doing that. But it was a great challenge, but also it's been a great feeling, of all the programs I've been a part of. This one, 20 years ago this year, I was coaching at Auburn in the SEC championship against Peyton Manning, and we were 21 or 25 point underdogs, and they had to score on the last play of the game to beat us. And we all we're going to play a little bit better than that tomorrow.
This is for Ulysses or AJ. Coach touched on it briefly, but you guys have won a lot of close games late in the game, second half, fourth quarter. Do you feel like if you guys are within striking distance, it's kind of your game to take, I guess?
Yeah, I think it is. Like, if it's a close game, because this whole season, like, we've showed a lot of resilience, I feel like, because we started off 1-3. And you could just see, like, as a team, nobody quit, nobody had any doubt. We all stayed together, and we just kept on fighting.
Ulysses, you want to add to that?
Yeah, pretty much like AJ said, we just never gave up. And throughout the season, you just see everybody just get closer and closer. There's like a stronger bond between each of the teammates. And we just created a brotherhood here. And with close games, we just come together and we just don't quit. I mean, that's one of our things. We just don't quit throughout the season. And as long as we don't quit, we have a great future ahead of us.
Coach, just want to ask about your Megan.
Yes,
How's it going?
I'm sorry.
Just want to ask about your quarterback situation for tomorrow. Can you talk about Cato's play the last 3 weeks, and also is he going to be your starter tomorrow?
Well, we're not going to announce. We got 2. We know when Tommy Woodson made a mistake, we suspended him for a couple of games. He's eligible to play. He's ready to play. And we could use 2, we could use 1, we could use either. I don't think it's going to change the style of offense that we run. One's a little more agile running than the other. One's probably a little bit more experienced in getting rid of the football than the other. They both played a lot of good football games. But unlike last year when we lost our first and second quarterback, we had to put a wide receiver at quarterback, and we lost our last 3 games, maybe 4 games. But But this year, because of Cato being able to step in, it allowed us. But he has played a little bit like a freshman. You know, he'll take 2 steps forward, and then he'll just – first game, he had a couple days to get ready as the starter and played a little bit apprehensive. And then the second game, he just relaxed and played football. And threw 4 touchdown passes, 58%, no interceptions, no sacks against Ohio. And had a very, very good day. And I thought he was the best quarterback on the field that day. Last week, I'll be honest with you, I think all of our guys, because there was so much riding. I was more tense last week than against Ohio. There was so much to lose. You didn't beat your rival. 6 games may not get you into a bowl game. You're not going to get to the conference championship game. And you could feel a little more tension. I felt a little bit more tension and a little more pressure. But I thought, Cato played very well. So because he's a redshirt freshman, every single play he plays, he gets better. He gets more of a feel. And so, but we have a chance to use both of our guys. Tommy Woodson knows that if he's called upon just to step in there and take a rep away or take a series away or to start the game how we feel it's being played. I don't do that very often, but I have done it before. I've had years where you had to have you had 2 guys that really were ready to play, and you just got to feel like who's throwing strikes, you know, and who's hitting the edges, and get a feel for that. But it's turned into a nice situation as opposed to one where you just don't know what you got. It's turned into a nice situation to have. I feel like he's going to be one of the up and coming young quarterbacks in the conference in the future. But he's ready to go tomorrow, you know.
Coach, on your guys' roster, you have a lot of guys that are from other college programs that transferred here, and a bunch of other guys that are just grew up and living in Akron, wanting to commit to their program and to build the program up. How much does just being here, obviously a win does a lot more for you. But how much does even just making an appearance here help you out for the recruiting cycle? And I know you have like a handful of Akron commits for next year.
I think without a doubt it helps you when you get into games like these. I mean, no offense, but we're not on ESPN2, ESPNU, we're on ESPN. And almost everywhere in the country, that's the first thing that gets flipped on. When you're ready for football tomorrow, they're going to flip on ESPN and they're going to see these 2 teams play all over the country. And even when I wasn't at Akron and I watched football, there were certain days, Tuesday and Wednesdays, when I was going to see some MAC football, and there were certain times, and you kind of get a feel for that. So that helps your recruiting, That helps us. But our program's been through a transition. When we got here, we tried to infuse our program with some players that could play, and we've had some transfers that really helped us win football games. But we had to sell our program. A lot of people, Toledo has a lot of good players from people right around Akron, and because we didn't really give them an opportunity to come to a place that could win. And since we've become winning more, now we can recruit the local players that we want to recruit. And recruit. These 2 guys are from Florida. And in fact, AJ's a transfer, but he came from Weber State. He just wanted to he wanted an opportunity to play Division I football and has been a huge player for us. But right now, but I think because we've been able to change the culture and create some success, we're now able to do what we want to do, which is to recruit our base, which is the Northeast Ohio area. That's what we want. We want to have football players play for us whose parents and friends watch them play in high school, and they come on and join us at our stadium and watch. And then also we believe in South Florida, just like every other team in our conference believes in South Florida. We just have a lot of connections to South Florida. So Northeast Ohio, as far south as Columbus, as far east as Pittsburgh, and then South Florida are our areas. Not as much transfers as we used to because we had to really try to change the number of players on our roster. But it was necessary at the time. But most coaches will tell you, if you can take a young man out of high school and have him develop in your program 4 or 5 years, you've got what you want to build the type of player that you want.
Coach, just want to get some help me here. You said 20 years ago you played in
97.
97. Was that a SEC championship?
That was the SEC championship game.
Or was it for the championship?
No, it was the championship game.
That's what I was trying to. I didn't realize SEC had a championship game.
Yeah, that was they started in '93 playing a championship game, and
Right.
but that was one of those. But and I think the point that we were big time underdogs. We didn't win that game, but nobody gave us a chance to win. I guess kind of along with the lines of questions I had today, we're about in the same boat. Along with the questions I've heard so far today, and so we're ready to play.
Coach, what is it like when you kind of come up with a legendary coaching father and your siblings coach? And I know you've been asked this question numerous times throughout your career, but what is that like for you growing up with such a legendary father and having your brothers coach? I'm sure that's something you guys take a lot of pride in.
Yeah, we love coaching football. I know we're very fortunate that our father went through this business for 40-something years as a head football coach, the last 34 at Florida State, and he never got fired. We never had to be children that had to be uprooted and moved to another time in the middle of our school year because he lost his job. So we were very fortunate that we grew up in a coaching family. My dad became a head coach in 1955, the year before I was born, and all of us loved what the business he was in. And the neat thing was he was in small college most of his early career, so he got to be home a lot more, and we got to be a part of his program as young children, and being a part of the schools at Samford and South Georgia, schools like that he coached. And but it's just it's a special opportunity, and that's why I said the other day, somebody interviewed me, and I said it doesn't matter whether you're at Auburn or Akron. As you get older, every single day I have a chance to have 110 guys kneel in front of me, and I can say something good to them or bad, or I can inspire, I can motivate, I can maybe talk about life, and I have just as many players at Akron sitting in front of me, listening to what I have to say, and I have an opportunity to say something positive, or making a positive impact in their life every day, or have an opportunity to miss that opportunity, and that's what I cherish the most about being right here at Akron, because every day we try to talk about other things besides football every single day when we finish our practice.
AJ, I'm over here. Yeah, three. This year for a change, they named 3 permanent captains, and you're the only one that made it. I mean, this far as that Geyser didn't make it through week 3 and Warren Ball through week 5. If you think about that at all, pre-game or coin toss or any other time.
Yeah, we actually, all 3 of us, we talk about it all the time because unfortunately both of them got injured, but they all say like, you're the only one left, like you can't get hurt. So I just go out. I mean, I don't think about it when I'm playing. So it's just like a joke we have now.
For the players, AJ, you can start. What is it like playing for Coach Bowden? And like he said, he obviously has a passion for it. Could you just talk about what it's like to be around him daily and his knowledge and things like that?
Yeah, obviously, like he's a great coach. Like I transferred from Weber State, and when I was there, it wasn't as much of it was like a family as it was when I got here. So I could tell and that leadership, it came from the top. Like that the leadership we have as a captain and all that, it starts from the top. So it's been a pleasure playing for him and all that.
And like he said, it's been a pleasure. I came from high school. I didn't transfer or anything, so coming as a freshman, it was like a family atmosphere. Like a lot of guys are from Florida, a lot of guys are from different places, but they just took me in. And for kids to do that, it has to come from your head coach. So it was just a great opportunity just to be coached by Coach Bowden, just a legendary coach, I was just honored to even be able to play for a Bowden and to be around a group of guys that I was, and I just know it came from him being the coach, and then just trickle down.
Ulysses, just to follow up with that really quickly, like you just said, you're a Florida guy, and like Coach said earlier, you guys got a bunch of Florida guys on the roster. Is it important for you to like be a leader in the locker room for like especially those Florida guys to be more willing to accept them, to integrate them into the system and let them know what's up around here? How important is it for you to have the Florida roots and to be able to connect with those kids?
It's very important because for me as a freshman, it was better to get acclimated to the system having Florida guys around me because they know where I'm from. So for when freshmen come from Florida, and with a bunch of Florida guys in the locker room, I mean, we all came from the same place. So it makes them more comfortable to be in our system, makes them more comfortable to just go every day, go to class, go to practice, just to know that I got people from the same place. And it's just to be a leader and just to be able to talk to them and just be able to play around with them, of course it helps them because it makes them feel like they got a brother up here as we would at home. So like you said, being a leader in the locker room, I think that's very important because, I mean, that just helps everybody grow. That helps me grow. And
Ulysses, can you talk a little bit about Coach Amato? I mean, he's over 70 years old. You see like a grandfather figure? I mean, you guys really love playing for a guy that's been around a long, long time.
Yeah, he's a great coach, man. He likes to play around a lot. So, I mean, yeah, he's more older, but at the same time, he just likes to play. He's like a kid at heart, and he's really big on his discipline. So I guess that's where the grandfather part comes in. But it's also a great opportunity to play for him because he's a legendary coach as well. I mean, he coached at Florida State all the years with Coach Bowden, and they won many national championships. For him to have a lot of players in the league playing linebacker, that was my main thing for coming up here. I heard about him. A lot of my coaches back at home knew about him. So I was like, for me playing linebacker, this is a great place for me to be. And I mean, I don't regret my choice to come here, and I don't regret being coached by him either.
Hey guys, I was just wondering, does this perception that you're huge underdogs bother you in the least?
Is it one of the board? Yeah.
It does not actually, because I didn't even really know too much of like how much we were underdogs, or even that we were underdogs, until everyone that's been talking to us has been pointing it out. Like, we just go out every week and we have a motto, and our team is 1-0. Like, we don't think about anything else, like the past or the future. None of that matters. It just matters what, like, we got to play on Saturday. We're gonna have to play. Somebody's gonna have to win. Somebody's gonna have to lose. Like, we don't think we're underdogs. We just go out and do what we got to do.
Yeah, like he said, we don't think about being underdogs. When you start to think about all that kind of stuff and go into politics, you overthink things. And when you start overthinking things, you start to mess up in the game. So it's more like you don't even try to pay attention to it. I mean, it's just another game. We're just going to go out there and have fun with our brothers. And when you have fun, everything else just becomes easier. And so the big underdog thing, I mean, at the same time, that puts more pressure on them. We just out here playing football.
Well, A.J. Coney, thank you. Ulysses Gilbert, thank you. Coach Bowden, thank you. We'll let you get back to the locker room. Akron will be out on the field at 5 o'clock this afternoon. So, again, thank you, congratulations, and best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.